What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Brian Redmond, and yes, we are back with a late night live. Yes, it is late, and yes, I am live. I have been wanting to go live. I fell asleep on y'all. I had a show, this show, all lined up for y'all yesterday, and I promise y'all, I was ready to go, and all I said was to myself, I said, I'm gonna take myself a 20-minute nap. I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna do the show. We're gonna get it popping. Well, I did close my eyes for 20 minutes and it turned out to be over 2.5 hours. So I guess your boy was tired. I guess my body said, nigga, you got to lay down. You got to lay it on down for a little while. And I thought I was just gonna close my eyes for a little bit, but my body was telling me, yes, you gonna close your eyes for a little bit longer and a little bit longer. And like I said, when I woke up, it was 2.5 hours later. And I said, damn, let me take my ass on the bed. And that's pretty much what I did. But I'm here on tonight and hey, we gonna get it cracking. So I did want to just talk about something real quick. I did not know, and I guess I was under the impression of, well, I guess everybody has been talking about like the Cat Williams thing, right? Of course, yes. So I just want to say this thing. With all of the videos and everything that's been said, there's been one thing that I've noticed about these people's responses to Cat Williams. And oddly enough, I don't believe that Cat Williams is telling just outright everything he said was true. I don't believe that. I believe there was some things that may have been, taken out of context, and maybe some things may even been slightly embellished. But I'm going to say he was about 93% accurate with what he was saying. And the reason why I say it's that high, because I know people say, that's his word against his and all. The reason why I say it's so high for me is because of the responses. These people who have been responding to Cat Williams have not come out and just flat out said, man, you lying, bro. Bro, that ain't what happened. Here go the truth. Here go 5 other people that can vouch for the truth and say what really happened. And with that being said, that leads me to believe that there is a whole lot of truth in what Cat Williams is saying. So I'm just telling y'all what it is. You can take it for what it's worth. But when you got somebody saying that type of just disparaging things, I mean, those are things that nobody would want to hear said about them. And when they respond with things like, you got to let the anger go, champ. That's not refuting what he's saying. You may not like what he's saying, and you may not even more so like the way that he said it. But if he served up the truth, you can't be mad at that. You can't be mad at that. You just can't be. You can talk all the shit you want to talk. And it's like that's exactly what these people are saying. Even Ricky Smiley, I mean, I just the way he made my family feel, man, and my kids, man. First of all, Ricky Smiley, your kids is grown as hell. And if they daddy did some shit 20 years ago, that was some fuck shit, then so be it. You own it and you move on. It ain't like it's career ending. It's just the truth. At that time in your life, maybe you was hating on Cat a little bit. Maybe you did have that entitlement to think that your role, that you should have had the role that you auditioned for and you wanted it. Maybe so. But that still don't negate the fact that you said what you said and you felt the way you felt. Where they talked about Bernie Mac, the kings of comedy. Hey, man, Steve Harvey and Bernie Mac was not cool for a long time. So I'm just saying, it's a lot of truth that was said, and like I said, it may not be 100% accurate as far as, oh, well, he didn't say it this way. He kind of meant it this way. It's like, no. What he said, right, UFO, what he said about the that Epstein list and I mean, not the Epstein list, but that Diddy thing, that Diddy shit, you got to tell Diddy no. Y'all have all seen this dude be on that gay shit. Y'all have seen it. There is live footage of Diddy being on gay shit on at least 2 occasions that I know I can think of right off the bat. Right off the top of my head. It's at least 2 occasions where you be like, hold on now, that ain't stuff regular heterosexual guys do or say. Just saying. Ain't no grown man gonna call me up and tell me he want to take me shopping. And I don't say, hey man, I ain't with that gay shit, bro. Don't call me like that. Ain't not a man. If Diddy called me right now, $100 billion, whatever the fuck he got, I'm like, Diddy, I ain't with that gay shit, bro. No, I'm just saying. Nah, bro. That shit that gay men do with other gay men. I'm not with that. Don't call me with that again. Period. And hanging up. It's just certain things that you just don't say as men to other men. I'm even a stickler for, I don't even call men bitches. Like, nigga, you a bitch. Like, nigga, that's some, if I call you a bitch, I'm meaning that you really a bitch. If we serious and we conversating, I be, man, stop, dude. Hey, bro, you acting like a bitch right now. I really mean that. I'm not just saying that shit just to be saying, oh, you know, just a figure of speech. No, you are acting like a bitch because those words are serious to some men. And I am aware of that. So I choose my words wisely. And them niggas and the shit that he said, bro, Ludacris responded with a fucking whack ass verse. That verse wasn't even like, oh man, Luda just spit bars and he told that nigga cat what time it was. No, that's some shit he just wrote. Cause and I'm saying like this, he wrote that as if he was playing it off. These niggas that are responding, they are literally hoping that they're responding in a manner to where I hope it blow over. I hope this don't really become, you know, I hope this viral moment is short. That's the way that they're responding. I'm just saying, that's just what it is to me. If somebody has said, if any of what Cat Williams has said about me, if he said it about me, any of that stuff, of any of those people, and it wasn't true, I would have called his ass to the mat saying, nigga, you can hit I'd have been like, you can hit my IG live right now. You can hit my link right now. And we could talk about this man to man. We could talk about this face to face. Whatever you want to do, we could talk about. We can go on Shannon Sharp and we could talk about this right here, right now. I could bring my people. You could bring your people. I don't care what it. That's what I would be saying. Because I wouldn't want nobody lying on me like that. That's all I'm saying. And it's like the stuff that he said, everybody knows. If you were around when Kevin Hart came on the scene, he was literally nobody one day and somebody the next. And everybody knows with comedians, it has always been proven where you literally get, for the most part, you get to see their ascension. Especially when you get that big. You saw Eddie Murphy's ascension. You saw how he went up and became the man. You saw Dave Chappelle's. You saw how he went up and became the man. You saw it. Tell me you saw it with Kevin Hart. You didn't. He literally popped up like a fucking Jack in the Box, like, boop, here I am. And that was it. He was getting the movies. He was getting the opportunities. The stand-ups and the tours and all. It all just came out of nowhere. And I'm not saying that Kevin Hart ain't funny. I'm not saying that because I have chuckled on several of Kevin Hart's specials. I really have. But that dude ain't that funny. He's just not. I can tell you that. But he just popped up. Tiffany Haddish. I cannot think of a time where I was like, that shit she did was funny as hell. That shit she said was funny as hell. Never. And I'm not a big fan of female comedians to say that, in all fairness. But I definitely can say I can remember a couple of Adele Givens jokes. That was funny. I can remember a couple of S'more's jokes. That was funny. I can remember a couple of Lunel's jokes that were funny. I can remember them being in certain scenes in certain movies or certain TV shows, and they had chuckle moments at least. Tiffany Haddish ain't been funny. Ain't never been funny. She's literally just played a black hood chick. Literally. What is the difference between Tiffany Haddish and Jess Hilarious? What is the difference? I'm just saying, it's like there are just things that you have to, when you take a step back and just look at it and say, man, where did this person come from? How did this person, what happened with this person? This person got big off of, oh, I remember when that time that dude had that, oh, when he did that little stand up, oh, when he did that. You can look at a Chico Bean, and let's take it to the new comedians. You can look at a Chico Bean, Carlos Miller, DC Young Fly. You can look at them and you can go back and see moments of them being on 85 South, funny as hell, being on they have been literally, them three alone have been carrying, and I mean carrying like a baby in a car seat, like a baby in a bassinet. They've been carrying Nick Cannon show, Wildin' Out. If them dudes was not on that show would be trash. Just saying. So when you just look at the things that he said and look at who he said them about, take a gander. Just, I mean, even with Said Entertainer. Yes, I have laughed at Cedric the Entertainer. Some of his stuff is funny. Yes, I ain't hating on him on that aspect. But he only got 4 specials and ain't none of them streaming nowhere. Hey, man, I guess that special didn't stand the test of time. Just saying. But it is what it is. I'm glad that he came out and said it because I appreciate it just for it being truth. That whole thing about, man, he just bringing drama, man. He talking about another black man and he trying. Nope. He's bringing the truth. So I'm glad he did. But that being said, we're going to go ahead and go into my favorite part of the show.
Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use and is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107.
There we go. And we are going to take a look at this video now. He said there is one on Netflix. There is one. Tiberius, this is like one of the kings of comedy. Just saying. He was just, and like I said, I will not say that Cedric the Entertainer ain't funny. Like, I ain't laughed at Cedric the Entertainer. That's bullshit. That shit he did on Kings of Comedy, that peanut butter, no jam. See how I can remember his jokes? I can remember them jokes where he shaking the sunflower. It's cold ass motherfucking weird, dog. You can remember Cedric the Entertainer's jokes. You can. But as far as the opportunities and stuff that he's had, is he that funny? No. But it is what it is. You in the spot, you got the job, I get it. That other thing he said about Steve Harvey, for those of you who remember, Mark Curry and Mr. Cooper, tell me that show wasn't his. Like he said, he literally did his show all over again. Hanging with Mr. Cooper was definitely the Steve Harvey show. It was a reboot. That my man Mark Curry did not get paid for. That Steve Harvey show was a reboot of Hanging with Mr. Cooper. Just saying. Oh, that's all I'm saying. It was a reboot of Hanging with Mr. Cooper without Mr. Cooper. They should have just been Hanging we was hanging with Mr. Cooper show because they wasn't hanging with Mr. Cooper on the Steve Harvey show. That's just it. So it's like, you gotta just, I mean, it's like, man, like I said, the truth of the matter is, in what he's saying, I don't see anybody being able to say, oh man, this dude was flat out lying, all that shit he said wasn't true. Right, John said, hanging with Mr. Harvey. I'm telling you, Doc, that's just what it was, bro. It's just like, when you really just think about it and you look at it, that shit he said about Earthquake, and even that shit whatchamacallit said about Earthquake was fucked up. Corey Holcomb talking about Earthquake and the shit he did at his show, coming to his green room, getting high and shit, and eating up the nigga food and all that shit, and then just motherfucking riding out like, hey man, that's some fucked up shit. But that nigga William said he ain't never had no show because this nigga's literally illiterate. He can't read. Hey man. And Earthquake is funny. Earthquake is funny. But hey, I get it. John said, I can name 100 comedians funnier than Kevin Hart. I'm just saying you can. And it's not always the funniest guy that's in the spot, but the guy that's usually in that spot is usually pretty fucking funny. I mean, the only person who I would say right now as a comedian that is bigger than Kevin Hart is Dave Chappelle. That's all I'm saying. Dave Chappelle is definitely, yeah. That's what it is. And Kevin Hart knows that. Is what it is, though. But I want to go ahead and get into this show. I think I'm going to kind of leave that up there. Let's see if I can make it a little smaller. Yeah, I think I'm going to leave that up there. Yep. So that y'all can subscribe to the Rumble channel. I did get about another, I think maybe 70 or 80 subs. So I appreciate that. Y'all getting over there now. So let's keep it going. I think I'm gonna keep that going. And also y'all let me know if y'all like the new intro I did. Shout out to my man Rome. My man Roman hooked me up with the footage. He did the footage himself with his drone. He's also promised me to do some other stuff for me as far as making some clips of my videos, to do the shorts and all that kind of stuff. Even though he ain't returned my message, I guess, I got to hound him and track him down, but that's what's up. I appreciate it. And also the beats and stuff, the music was done by a guy named OG Panda. Y'all can check him out on YouTube. He did some royalty-free music, so that's what's up. I appreciate that. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to get into the show. So without further ado, let's go ahead and let's watch this footage. Now, what I want to show you guys is the actual footage first. And then I want us to review what they said on the news about this thing. Oh, wait, that's the wrong video. That's for my next show. Let me make sure I got the right one. There we go. All right. So I want to just give y'all, this is only like 3 minutes. I wanted to give you all this so that you all can actually see what happens. Then I'll give my point of view of it, and then we can go from there.
What is your emergency? Yes, hello. I need the police here. This man, he won't get out of my house now. And I already told him to get out of my house 1,000 fucking times.
Stop yelling. Stop yelling. So who is he to you?
His name is... He will not leave me alone.
Ma'am, my question is, who is he to you?
Huh?
My question is, who is he to you?
Well, that's up.
Hello?
Off of me! Get your ass the fuck off of me, man! He's touching me!
Hello? Hello?
Oh, damn.
Yeah, I need the police here right now. No, because he won't get his hands off of me, and I already told him 1,000 times.
Ma'am.
Get his fucking hands off me.
Ma'am, walk away so I can talk to you.
You're yelling. Can you see anything over there, Shelton?
They're in the back room if they're not answering.
Oh, let's put it.
Yep. hold on.
Hey, come out, come out.
Yeah, I'm gonna stab him because he
Hey,
just
hey, hey, get it out, come on. Hey, hey, hey.
He pushed me. He pushed me. He pushed me.
So that's from the first officer's point of view. That's from their body cam. Just let it sink in for a second. And if you think it was a good shoot, hit the 1. If you think it was a bad shoot, give me a 2. Let's just do that. But we're gonna watch it from the other officer's cam.
They're yelling.
They're in the back room if they're not answering. Yep. Hold on.
Hey, come out, come out.
Yeah, I'm gonna stab him because he
Hey.
pushed my
Hey,
Go. Give me a taser.
No, don't.
Drop it!
Why did you shoot?
Drop it!
All right. Shout out to Police Activity for the video. I appreciate that. So I see 1, I see a 2, I see another 2. So it's kind of like 50-50 right now. I see another 1 on that crazy girl. All right, see a 1. Okay. So I'm going to say this and then I'm going to explain why I'm saying this. It's a good shoot. It's a good shoot. However, if I was on that call, I probably wouldn't have shot her. And the only reason why I wouldn't have shot her is because I didn't think that she was getting ready to stab him in the moment. But that is because I have a PhD in nigga. This woman is dead because she would not stop. She wouldn't fucking stop. She was acting out, acting up, and blowing this shit all the way out of proportion to the point to where her daughter was out of control and she was out of control. And that's why she lost her life. When you look at what lethal force is in the totality of the circumstances that you see in just that picture alone at the end, you see a woman with a knife, a woman who has stated, I'm getting ready to stab this motherfucker, this dude. I'm getting ready to stab his ass. All right. She then disobeys the police beck and call to say, hey, get over here. Come over here. She then proceeds to go and stand by her man, grabs his hand or his arm so that he could not even defend himself or to lessen the ability for him to defend himself, and has the knife in the other hand after she has stated she's getting ready to stab this person. Does anyone know how long it takes to stab someone? Milliseconds? Half a second? Now here's the other part. It's not that you give her the ability or the opportunity to stab someone. You as a police officer cannot let that threat proceed, because all it takes, well, let me ask this. How many stabs does it take to kill somebody? 7, 8, 12, 11. How many stabs does it take to kill somebody? 1. Uno. It takes one swipe of a knife to kill someone. One stab, one shank. In regard, exactly. You could stab a person in their finger and they might survive. However, if she stabs him in his fucking femoral artery, he's a goner. That's all it's just that simple. She hits that dude in that femoral artery, the femur artery, that artery in that thigh, and it's and here's the other part to this. You can't take a chance as a police officer to say, wow, I don't think she's gonna do it. This is and like y'all have heard me say this for years now. What is the most dangerous call for a police officer to go on? Domestic. Not only are you at a domestic call, but you're on a domestic call where the person with the knife is the most out of control. This is the worst case scenario that any officer can be in. Here's the other part to this too. You saw that the officer, aside from the dispatcher dealing with her loud and wild ass, yelling and all that shit, you saw that the officer initially asked for the taser. And I know plenty of people are going to look at this video and say, why didn't he just taser? How come he didn't use the taser? He had the taser right there in his hand. Why didn't he taser? He didn't tase, and he shifted from the taser. He transitioned from the taser to the firearm because of the deadly weapon that's presented. Because thank you, L.A. Thorne, the fucking taser may not work. Y'all have seen me do plenty of videos where that taser don't work. That taser don't work and a motherfucker keep going. Y'all seen plenty of videos where that motherfucker, that big black dude that got hit with that motherfucking taser, and as he's hit with the taser, he ain't done nothing but said, I'll get you, bitch. Didn't bother him, didn't stiff him up, didn't knock him out or anything. The taser is literally like a 50-50. She has a butcher knife. She has a deadly weapon. And she's stabbing this. She's already announced, I'm going to stab this motherfucker. That's just what it is. She's already done that. She's not obeying police commands. What else can he do? Let her stab him? And here's the other thing, and this is my kicker in all of this. I guarantee y'all, I promise y'all 1,000, I know this to be so true in my heart. I'd bet $1,000 on it. Because I'm just a thousandaire. I'd bet $1,000 if the roles were reversed and this was a black man with a knife against a black woman, we wouldn't even seen this shit. This shit wouldn't even make the news. This shit would not have even made the news. And I'm talking complete role reversal. Black woman ain't leaving. Black woman talking about I'm staying, putting her hands on this black man and his black son. And he talking about I ain't going nowhere. I'm just trying to love you and all of that. She would not have even, they wouldn't have done shit. They'd be like, yeah, they had to shoot that man. That man had a knife. What you expect the motherfucker to do? That's exactly what everybody would have said. The only reason why this is getting any type, and I mean any type of press, it's because it's a black woman and it's a white cop. That's it. And that's all. The other part about this is too, that man was not a threat. Let that sit for a second. That man was not a threat, and here's why I'm going to say that. Number one, he's a man. If he was going to hurt that woman or that girl, he would have been did it. That's number one. Number two, you can clearly hear him in the background of the 911 call saying, please, I'm just trying to love you. And you can hear him sobbing before the police even get there. She's yelling and wilding the fuck out like a fucking chimpanzee. He is pleading with her. So I don't know what the fuck he did or what the fuck she did to where she was done with his ass, but he was trying to plead to her to work whatever the fuck they got going on. He was trying to work it out. He's crying because he's heartbroken. You'll hear it. I'm going to play it again so you can hear it. The other part too to that is, even after she has stated she's going to stab him, and she then takes the knife and grabs his arm as if she's getting ready to stab him, and the police shoot her, the first thing he said was, no, don't shoot. Why did you do that? No, don't shoot. Why did you shoot her? Which means he was not even concerned about his own safety. He was more concerned about working it out with her. If that woman was hurt, if that little girl was hurt, once the police got there, they would have ran out. If they would have ran, if they would have ran out, that to me would have said, okay, if they just ran out like they were really in trouble, then that would have been a dead giveaway.
Something is wrong here. Dead giveaway. Dead giveaway.
Charles, thank you very much.
Dead giveaway. Either she home.
That's just what it would have been. I'd have been, yep. That's a dead giveaway, because if you all were in trouble, if you were scared, if you thought you were going to get hurt, if you thought he was going to murder you, whatever the case may be, you would have ran to the police. They would not have had to call you. You would have ran to the police. She came to the door. She let the police in, which means that what? She was in control. But she was showing the fuck out, wilding out, and just doing way too much to her own demise. Let's watch it. Because if you look at what, just listen to what they're saying now.
Hello, I need the police here. This man, he won't get out of my house now. And I already told him to get out of my house a thousand fucking times.
Stop yelling. Stop yelling. So who is he to you?
His name is... He will not leave me alone.
Ma'am, my question is, who is he to you?
Huh?
My question is, who is he to you?
No, that's up. No.
Hello?
Off of me! Get your ass the fuck off of me, man! He's touching me!
Hello?
You hear him right there? You hear him crying? All I'm just trying to do is love you. He ain't hitting her. or nothing. You know what he's probably trying to do? Because he's crying? He's probably trying to hug her. And what is she doing? Screaming at the top of her fucking lungs, get off of me! Get the fuck up off of me! Get your hands up off of me! If you were really in trouble, ma'am, you would have stabbed him in and you'd get the fuck out. Especially with your daughter being there. Why wouldn't you leave? Once 911 answered the phone, why wouldn't you just leave? If you were in that type of danger because he wouldn't leave the house. Why not just leave? At that moment, police are there. Officer, ma'am, send the police. I'm terrified. Me and my daughter here. This guy won't leave our house. We need help right now. Yes, she was the aggressor.
Oh, Tommy. Hello.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, I need the police here right now. No, because he won't get his hands off of me. And I already told him 1,000 times.
Ma'am.
Get his fucking hands off me.
Ma'am, walk away.
She's now telling her, ma'am, walk away so I can talk to you. Dispatcher is trying to get information for the police, but you can still hear him in the background crying, saying, damn, why can't he's trying to work this out? He is not in any shape, form, or fashion the aggressor.
So I can talk to you.
Here you go.
First problem. You knock, you announce. LA Sheriff's Office. Police. Open the doors to police. And yet another reason why I don't believe female officers should be in the field going on these kind of calls. Plain and simple. This is exactly why. Watch.
Can you see anything over there, Shelton?
They're in the back room if they're not answering.
Let's put it.
Yep.
She says, let's foot it. Let's see how this bitch footwork.
Hold on.
Let me tell you something. You don't call for a foot if you can't foot it. If you can't foot it, don't call for a foot. Here's my other thing. In a lot of these complexes, especially with these steel doors, they are designed to where you just can't put a boot on them and get them in. You literally have to have a battering ram, pry bar, or something. But this fucking kick she did, she couldn't kick open a fucking broom closet with that goddamn boot.
Hey, come out,
Look at
come
this.
out.
Look at this shit. Look.
Hold on.
Hey, come.
Look at that shit.
Hold on.
Look at that
Hey,
shit.
come out.
Yeah, I'm gonna stab him because he's
Hey,
just
hey,
Now, this guy is over in the corner on the other side of the room. Her and her daughter are right there at the door. If you were in danger, why not leave out? Drop your knife, come the fuck out. Drop the knife, come the fuck out. Why not? Right here. Why not come out? The police then tell your ass to come out. Oh, I got to show the fuck out in here. No, I got to show y'all.
Hey.
And here's my thing. You doing all this shit, walking around, confronting this man with a knife in front of your daughter. Great job, Mom. Now look at her. Who she acting like? She get it from her mama. He pushed me. He pushed me. She shouldn't even be involved in this. If you arguing back and forth, if you a mother and you arguing back and forth with this nigga and you want him to leave and you wilding the fuck out, you want him to go to jail, whatever the case may be, why not send your daughter to her room? There's no reason for this little girl to be in this shit. There's no reason for this girl to be. This is completely 1000% an adult situation. You don't put children in adult situations and you don't let children make adult decisions. Why not send your daughter to her bedroom? Let's just say this is the worst nigga in the world and he trying to kill you. He gonna whoop your ass or he gonna choke you out. He gonna kill you. Why would you want your daughter to be able to see it? Why would you want your daughter to be around this nigga? Why? She shouldn't even had her daughter involved in any of this. Now, let's take it back just a tick. You can clearly see she has the knife in her right hand, which is her stabbing hand. And she has taken her left hand to pretty much grab him to open his ass up. So I can really get in that midsection or get at that throat, wherever the fuck I'm gonna stab you at. I'm gonna move your right hand out the way so I can get to your ass. How would anyone, unless they have a PhD in nigga, know that she was not going to stab him? And here's my thing. I don't think that it was a thing of her not going to stab him at all. She was just wilding the fuck out so much. She didn't realize what the fuck she was doing. And she didn't realize the threat she was posing in front of the police because she wanted the drama. And look at that. 2 women. What's worse than one woman going on I can tell you one thing. What's worse than one woman going on a domestic violence call? You know what it is? 2 women going on a domestic violence call. That's what's worse.
They're in the back room if they're not answering. Yep.
Look at that sorry ass dude.
Hold on.
Hey, come out. Yeah, I'm gonna stab him because he pushed my baby.
Yeah, I'm finna stab him because he pushed my baby. Okay, let's talk about that. You tell the police I'm finna stab him because he pushed my baby. So he pushed your baby and now you finna stab him in front of the police. Like the police gonna say, oh, he pushed your baby, girl. Yeah, go ahead and get in a couple of jigs. You say he what? He pushed your baby. Oh yeah, you go ahead, you stab. We gonna let you stab him at least once or twice. She's not even fucking thinking about what she's doing and who the fuck she's talking to because she's so caught up in the fucking drama of it all. The attention of it all is going down. I can't wait to tell my girls this. Oh, you just wait till I tell my girls this. And I'm telling y'all right now, I'm just going to call a thing and say what the fuck it is. I promise you. This whole shit came about because I bet you she was fucking somebody else. I bet cash money. Pay me my money in cash that she was fucking somebody else. I'm telling you, if I know niggas, I promise you, she was fucking somebody else and was done with his ass. Just think about it. I bet you that's what it is. Shout out to the Watson and McKee family. Appreciate y'all so much. Came a platform supporter. That's what's up. But I bet you that's what she was doing.
Go. Give me a taser.
And there you go. You see the taser handoff. Because if she wouldn't have had the knife, she would have just got tased. But she didn't. She was like, what is that dude name? She was like Mr. Yaddle in The Golden Child. I want the knife, please. That's exactly what she was doing. Why did you shoot? Well, because I'm not too familiar with how niggas operate. I thought she was gonna stab you. And it's my duty to keep you from dying. That's just what it was. Now, of course, with the police being a white cop shooting a black woman, there's gotta be a lawsuit involved, ain't it? Oh yeah. How much y'all think that this lawsuit is for? That's how much. How we just guess. Just guess. What y'all think? What y'all think this lawsuit is? How much y'all think they suing for? 10,000, 100,000, 200,000. Mike Love said 20 million, 20 M's, 10 million, 2 million. Okay. 11 million. All right. Well, I can tell y'all this. Y'all motherfuckers not even close. Y'all ain't even in the ballpark. All Rulia is.
To
There we go.
newly released body camera footage showing a Los Angeles sheriff's deputy fatally shooting a mother of two last month. Now, Niani Finlayson's family is taking legal action over her death. We want to warn you, some of the video in this report is disturbing.
$100 million.
Here you go.
These are the tense moments from police body camera footage showing the night an LA sheriff's deputy shot and killed a 27-year-old black woman, Niani Finlayson, in front of her daughter.
They're in the back room if they're not answering.
According to police, on December 4th, Finlayson grabbed her estranged boyfriend with one hand and was holding a knife with the other after threatening to stab him. Police say they were responding to a 911 call from the mother of two who said her ex would not leave her alone. The family calling it a domestic violence call.
I need the police here right now. No, because he won't get his hands off of me.
The family attorney telling NBC's Liz Kreutz Finlayson called for help because her former boyfriend was allegedly strangling her and hurting her 9-year-old daughter, Seisha.
He was hurting my mother and me.
The family privately viewing the body camera footage before its public release on Friday.
What surprised you the most about what you saw?
How fast he switched from the taser to the gun.
Give me a taser.
The video shows one deputy appearing to hand off her yellow stun gun to the deputy identified by police as Ty Shelton. Shelton pulling the trigger of his gun about 4 seconds after entering the residence.
Hey, come out.
Yeah, I'm going to stab him because he just...
There it is. And here's the thing. She's saying he pushed me. And I get it. the little girl don't know any better because of what her mama has subjected her to. And all it's doing is adding to the confusion. You get all this yelling going on, all this chaos, all this confusion. And what do you see? You see a woman with a knife grabbing a man, getting ready to stab him. What do you have to do? You have to shoot her. You have, listen to what I'm saying. Not, well, you got a choice. You might be able to. No, you kind of, sort of. No. Listen to what I'm saying. You have to shoot her. You have to shoot her because you can't be there giving her the chance to pretty much stab him. And that's what he would have been doing, trying to see, well, I don't know if she really gonna do it. Well, she might, maybe not, I'm not sure, maybe, kind of, sort of. Nope. Can't do it. So, with that being said, he was forced to do it, but here's the thing. This all could have been avoided had this woman just did one thing. Listen to the police and came out. Everybody still be alive. That nigga would have been out of her house with a restraining order and all that shit to boot if she just would have said, okay, officer, I'm gonna do what you say. I'm gonna come your way. Come on, daughter.
We've paused the video before the deputy fires 4 times. The man in the apartment then crying out.
No, drop it! Why did you sue? Drop it! When you're looking at proper police tactics, they had that opportunity when she opened the door. They didn't take it. They did nothing to de-escalate as they're required to do under the law.
Police.
Not true. They tried to get her out of the situation. See how quick the lawyer lied? They immediately, that was the first thing she said as soon as she opened the door. Come out here. Come here. Come out here. Bring your ass out here. Get the fuck over here. Come on.
Releasing still images showing the kitchen knife Finlayson was holding when they opened the door and her hand on the male's arm just moments before the deputy.
Do you see that? Do you see how close she is? That knife is less than 18 inches away from him. His hand is up this way, totally exposed. She has his other arm. His entire midsection is exposed. He's trying to de-escalate the situation. She's moved into position to stab this dude as she announced that she would at the door. Oh yeah, I'm gonna tell you. Oh yeah, you right, UFO. He's not. I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen. He's not only going to blame himself for her death. He's going to actually side with the family, and I bet you his ass gonna testify and say that she wasn't a threat and that they done did this before, and he knew within his heart that she wasn't gonna stab him. That's how much his simp ass was in love with her, wanting to work it out with her. Watch that motherfucker side with the family and tell the story, and they ain't gonna give him a dime. He ain't gonna see nan piece of that 70 million or whatever they wind up settling for. They ain't gonna get 70 million, but whatever they settle for, he ain't gonna get a dime of it. And I promise you, he gonna testify on their behalf.
Deputy opened fire.
Your granddaughter saw this shooting unfold. How has she been? What is she saying?
Well, she constantly says she misses her mother. It just shocks her because she had her mother's blood on her. When I had to tell her that her mother was not coming back, you know, she broke down in a way that I have never heard her cry.
On Tuesday, the family filed a legal claim planning to sue the city of Los Angeles and the deputy who fired the fatal shot for $70 million in damages. We reached out to Deputy Ty Shelton, but did not hear back. He is still employed by the Sheriff's Department. The Los Angeles Sheriff's Department saying they are conducting an investigation as the county DA's office conducts an independent review. Adding in a public statement in part, the department released the body-worn camera footage ahead of the legal time frame to demonstrate our commitment to transparency.
This is not transparency, but they also did not provide us with all of the body-worn camera footage.
The Finlayson family now entering a new year without Niani.
And notably, this is
Great question, Catherine. She said, where's the girl's dad? Where's the girl's dad? Where do you think the girl's dad is? That girl's daddy ain't nowhere to be found. I'm quite sure he been kicked to the curb just like his ass was getting kicked to the curb. Because she was on to the next one, on to the next one. Just saying. I bet that kid's dad ain't nowhere around.
It's not the first deadly officer-involved shooting for Deputy Ty Shelton. 62-year-old Michael Thomas was also shot and killed by Shelton during a domestic disturbance call back in 2020. Now, Shelton said he fired at Thomas's chest when he saw that he was grabbing another deputy's gun. His fiancée, though, disputes that claim, saying he was trying to go back inside his home when deputies shot and killed him. An independent review by the LA County DA's office concluded there was insufficient evidence to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that Shelton did not act lawfully.
Thanks for watching.
I bet you they didn't want to see the footage from that. Because I'm telling you right now, although he was involved in another shooting, I bet you that the footage from that shooting exonerated him too. I bet money that the footage from that shooting that he was involved in, I bet you, like they said, inconclusive evidence basically means it wasn't enough evidence to say that he did do that shit and he was wrong. But you see, and I'm going to tell you right now, had it been something that was even skeptical, something where you could even speculate one way or the other, they'd have showed it. This shit just happened 3 years ago. They would have definitely showed that shit. But they looked at it. I promise you they looked at it and was like, nah, we can't show this because this shit going to show that he did a clean shoot.
A woman in Los Angeles called police for help after she said a man would not leave her alone, that he wouldn't leave her apartment. This was a domestic abuse call. Her name is Niani Finlayson. Her name was Niani Finlayson. She ended up being killed by one.
No, it's not her name was. Her name still is Niani Finlayson. She's just dead. I don't know what the hell that means. Like once you die, you lose your name. Is that what it is? So what is she just, when they have the funeral, they ain't gonna say her name no more?
Of the sheriff's deputies who responded. Well, now her family is suing for $70 million and calling for accountability. The claim is against LA County and the sheriff's office. They released audio of Finlayson's 911 call. Here's some of it.
Who is he to you?
His name is.
He
will not leave me alone.
Ma'am, my question is, who is he to you?
Huh?
My question is, who is he to you?
My old nigga.
Hello? Hello?
I wish that dude, when she was like, get up off of me, I wish he would have just been like,
alrighty then.
And left. I'm so tired of niggas just not leaving. But I can tell you why he ain't left. Because they probably done did this shit 100 times over. And I bet you that dude was such a simp for her ass that he really loved her and he really loved that little girl. And that motherfucker didn't want the shit to end. Even though, and even in spite of her already moving on, because I know that motherfucker done moved the fuck on. I guarantee you, if you did a phone dump of her cell phone, I guarantee you that motherfucker moved on. Several other dicks are on deck in her text messages and her DMs.
Hello?
Oh, damn. Yeah, I need the police here right now. No, because he won't get his hands off of me, and I already told him 1,000 times.
Ma'am.
Get his
Okay,
hands off me.
ma'am, walk away so I can talk to you.
Well, deputies say when they arrived, Finlayson was holding a kitchen knife. They heard her threaten the
Yep.
man. He was her former boyfriend. And then they shot her as she was holding the man with one hand and the knife with the other. Joining us now is Niani's father, Lamont Finlayson, and the family's attorney, Bradley Gay.
And if you heard the way he described it, the way that he described it alone, if this was a black man holding a knife and holding her arm, we wouldn't even be discussing this. We would not even be discussing this shit. If this was a black man with a knife holding her arm, and after he done told the police, I'm getting ready to stab this bitch, they would have been put him down just the same. Just the same.
Thank you both for being with me. We have two angles of body cam video here. Mr. Finlayson, I'm first going to warn you that we will hear the shots, although we will not see them. And you can see Niani Finlayson on the left side of your screen. So let's play that and then talk.
Okay, come out.
Yeah, I got you.
That's within seconds of walking into that apartment. Mr. Finlayson, when you saw that, what did you think? What did you feel when you saw that body cam footage?
Well, you know, it's just like what you said, in seconds. It's like he did it in 1 second. Horrific, a nightmare, a total disaster, a train wreck. You see the lady sheriff hands him a taser. He throws the taser down and automatically starts shooting, firing his weapon. This is the worstest feeling in the world over the holidays, to lose your baby from a cop who has no training, who has a history of killing.
He said a history of killing. You mean he had one other incident where he killed someone in the line of duty? I get it. But here's my thing. As a father, you got to admit what your kid did. And here's my thing. This is why it's so important for us, for men, women, for us to learn how to deal with the police and just do what the police said. Because he don't know shit about law enforcement or law enforcement training. He don't know shit about it. But had it been the other way around, and that man would have stabbed her, he would be sitting right here on this same fucking news show. And he'd be sitting here saying, why wouldn't he use his training and why wouldn't he shoot her to stop the threat? He was clearly threatening her. He had a knife. He told them that he was going to stab her. Why wouldn't they shoot him to stop him? He would be saying the same exact shit. If it was the other way around, he would have been demanding that the police shoot that man. Wouldn't have been talking about lack of training. Wouldn't have been talking about he's a former killer. He wouldn't have been talking about none of that shit. He would have been like, why didn't you shoot him? Yes, he should have shot him. He was going to stab her. That's how that would have went. And that's why, and I get the fact that these people have lost their loved one. They lost their daughter. Don't nobody want to deal with that. But the responsibility of what she did to add to this and what she could have done to literally just get out of it, it was way too easy to leave. It was way too easy for her to just walk out that apartment door and be done with that motherfucker for good than to do what she did. And that was because she wanted the attention, she liked the drama, and she wanted him to suffer.
Justice has to be done.
So
There's no word.
I do want to mention and show that moment because we have it where the officer who fired the fatal shots asks the other officer, the female officer, for the taser. So let's just isolate that portion and watch it.
Give her a taser.
Yep. And the taser was appropriate until the distance and the weapon involved, when it evolved to this. The taser was appropriate until she got that close to that nigga with that knife. Exactly. L.A. Thorne said, what if she was successful in stabbing him and then they shot her? Then what? Then they would have still said he had to do that. He could have tried to de-escalate even though she stabbed him once. It was just like that shooting for that officer that rolled up and shot that young girl when she was going after the other girl with a fucking knife at that birthday party or whatever it was, graduation party. She's literally chasing down the girl, getting ready to stab her because that bitch wouldn't stop. These motherfuckers got this thing where they don't stop, even when the police are there, because they want to kill and harm and maim the other person. And they don't care who's there. And the only thing that will stop them is a fucking bullet. Unless you gonna stand in the gap and get stabbed your damn self. LaQuanisha, is that her name? James cried about that. Is that her name? I don't know if that's her name or not, but it's like, it's the same thing. She wouldn't stop. Chasing that girl down in front of the police with a knife. Then when they shot her, you ain't had to do that. And it was about 30 niggas outside that was all related to her and knew her, and then none one of them try to stop her. So what, the police just supposed to let her stab this other girl? No, she wouldn't stop, and she's going after her. He got to put her down. Same thing with her. They told her to drop the knife. She wouldn't because she's too busy yelling and screaming, and that's exactly what they had to do.
And we can see from another angle where he discards that almost immediately. Attorney Gage, the significance of the request of the taser and then discarding it, what, in your perspective, from your perspective, what does that mean?
It's terrible tactics. They eliminate less lethal force and create a situation
white boy
where
tactics.
Niani gets murdered. It's atrocious.
I want to read for you LA County Sheriff's Office use of force policy. Considering what we've just watched, the department members are just...
And this is why I got this video, because I wanted you all to hear this.
Justified in using deadly force upon another person only when they reasonably believe, based on the totality of the circumstances, that such force is necessary for either of two reasons. And the first reason is to defend against an imminent threat of death or serious bodily injury to the member or another person.
If that is not an imminent threat of death or serious bodily injury to the member or the other person, I don't know what is. Clearly it says use of force justified by using deadly force upon another person only if they reasonably believe, based on the totality of the circumstances, that force is necessary for one or two reasons, or either of two reasons: to defend against an imminent threat of death or serious bodily injury. Death or serious bodily injury.
I'll get you, bitch.
I'm sorry, that's the wrong bitch.
Gotcha, bitch.
That's it. This is literally open and shut.
So Niani answers the door with a knife in hand and says, "I'm going to stab him." An officer says, "Come this way." Instead, she walks in the opposite direction towards the man on the sofa, holds him with one hand and the knife with the other. Attorney Gage, is it not a reasonable belief that she will then use that knife to do what she said she would, to stab him?
And shout out to this brother for literally just stating the facts. Literally, he was just stating the facts of what has happened, reading the definition of lethal force, and he's asking the question. Let's hear what the fuck he says.
It was not a reasonable belief to do that.
It was not a reasonable belief to do that. If that ain't a reasonable belief, I don't know what the fuck is. I don't know what the fuck is. If that ain't reasonable belief, I don't know what is.
Do what she said she would, to stab him.
It was not a reasonable belief to do.
And I would have told this lawyer as soon as he said that, I would have said, you know what, Mr. Attorney?
It doesn't matter what you think.
What matters is the law and the policy and the totality of those circumstances. Absolutely, that was justified. She disobeyed a lawful order. She would not put the fucking knife down. And she stated to them upon opening the door, I'm gonna stab this motherfucker. What else can I do? Besides waiting until she actually stabs him. Because she went and stood by him. She went and got the knife in her hand, and she grabs his hand so that she could have plenty of space to stab this motherfucker. Yes, R2DX hate. She said, I've seen many videos of fatal stabbings. It happens faster than you think and can be worse than getting shot. Yep. I personally am more afraid of getting stabbed than getting shot. I can tell you that for a fact. That's how, if I see a motherfucker pull out a gun, I'm going to be thinking this. That's just what I'm going to be. That's what's going to start playing in my mind. Like, it's about to go down, nigga. It's about to go down. Let's listen to what he said, though.
Do that. First of all, they knew that over 16 minutes, Niani was on the phone with 911, screaming and holding a knife during that time frame. If she was going to use it and inflict serious injury, she would have done it 16 minutes before these deputies arrived.
Shit. How the fuck do you know that? She's been on the phone with him for 16 minutes. If she was gonna stab him, she would have done it by then. How the fuck do you know that? Is that gonna be your opening statement when you go to court? Yes, I'm going to prove that, had she wanted to stab this guy, she would have done it because she had a knife in her hand for over 16 minutes before the police got there. And maybe she was just waiting because she wanted to get it on camera. Maybe she was just waiting because she wanted y'all to see her. She wanted a fucking audience for her fucking star performance.
That's the first thing. Secondly, the commands issued by the deputies were far from clear. They keep saying, hey, hey, hey. That's not proper. That does not comply with policy. What they
You lying motherfucker. You lying ass motherfucker. He just totally forgot about the part where they said, hey, come out here. Put the knife down. You just missed all that shit, huh?
Yo, this shit is unbelievable.
He's literally just like, fuck all that. I'm just gonna say this part because I'm trying to get this 70 million. What's 33.3% of $77 million? I mean, of $70 million? You do the math.
Could have done is said, put down the knife, come out, we're here, we'll take care of the situation, or words to that effect. Third, they could have used less lethal force, including a taser or pepper spray, but they threw it away instead. So they wound up using deadly force.
You can't use that non-lethal force in a deadly force situation, especially with that person being that close. He said the leech attorney. I see that UFO. I'm just saying, you can't. I can't hope and pray that this taser will hit her and knock her down to keep her from stabbing him.
It was not necessary.
Mr. Finlayson, we did not show her, and we certainly didn't play the audio of Niani's daughter, a 9-year-old who was in the room, your granddaughter. How is she after watching this shooting of her mother?
She's terrible. She's going to need counseling, a lot of counseling. And the reality of it is that my daughter is not coming back. And how do you tell a child, you know, at 9 years old that your mom is never coming back? And especially after witnessing, you know, the horrendous ordeal that she went through, you know, in that apartment, you know, so she'll never be the same.
Here's my thing. George Lopez said, do you think that they will get any money out of this? Absolutely. I don't think they'll get 70 million, but that sleazy motherfucking attorney there, he ain't good enough to where he gonna get that 70. So he's definitely gonna want that family to settle. Whatever number they come up with, I'm sure that's just the amount they're suing for. I'm sure that they've already talked about and discussed a number that they're trying to hit. Now, if LA County is going to go ahead and go for the gusto and say, you know what, fuck that, we're going to take this shit to court, I wouldn't be mad at them because, in my opinion, all the shit is in their favor. That woman disobeyed several lawful orders. She moved in after announcing what she was going to do to that man. How would I, being a police officer, not take her for her word, at her word? She told me what she was going to do and then was getting in place and getting ready to do it, where she grabbed the man getting ready to stab him. How would I not think as a police officer that she wouldn't do it?
Of course, I'll never be the same. None of us will never be the same. You know, her heart is shattered. Her heart is broken. She's trying to handle it the best she can. But mind you, she's 9 years old.
More than a $70 million award from a jury. What, Mr. Finlayson, do you want to happen next?
I want justice. I want justice for Ty Shelton. I want his job lost. I want him prosecuted, and I want him in jail so he can think about the rest of his days on what he did. And I want that boy, James Martin, prosecuted, because if it wasn't for him, the police wouldn't have never.
Imagine being a police officer, sitting in jail, lost your job, cannot provide or take care of your family if he has one, and he's in jail because, why are you in jail, man? Yeah, I shot a woman who was getting ready to stab a man. Imagine that. Imagine that. You're in jail and you are literally contemplating why you're in jail, or someone is asking you why you're in jail. And that response would be, I shot a woman who was getting ready to stab a man and I lost my job and I'm in jail for it. Yeah, all right.
Pain in order to shoot her to begin with. So prosecutions on both sides and justice on both sides.
Lamont Finlayson, Attorney Bradley Gage, thank you both. Let me read this. This is from the Sheriff's Department. They told CNN in a statement that pursuant to normal procedure, the deputy involved in the shooting has been removed from the field pending the outcome of the department's critical incident review. The department will examine and evaluate every aspect of the shooting, including the response, tactics, and background of the employee.
Just think about how that would work. Just think about how that shit would work. You're in jail for actually shooting a woman who was getting ready to stab a man. Yeah, all right. Yeah, all right. And you wonder why police officers are leaving in droves from police departments. You wonder why no one is applying to become a police officer. You wonder why so many of these police departments are understaffed, because they can't get cops to come and be a part of that shit. The fact that me as an officer would have to contemplate being put in jail and losing my job, not being able to take care of my family because I was doing my job, it's an inconceivable thought. And the fact that it's a possibility that that could happen to me would absolutely deter me from being a police officer today. If I was to, there's no way I would pursue getting back into law enforcement today. No way. Shout out to all the police officers that are still on the job because they got to be, or because they still got that passion for it. But there's no way I would even think or consider about going back into law enforcement. No way whatsoever. Because of the possibility of me having to deal with something like that. That's absurd. It's idiotic. And the fact that somebody even has to waste time with lawyers, court fees, and all of that, it makes no sense whatsoever. But that's the world we're living in today. The whole point of this, and the reason why I wanted to do this video, was just to show how someone who is yelling and screaming and lost control of the situation, for whatever reason, they're dead because of it. And we've gotten to a point to where we are putting our lives on the line, and we're allowing ourselves to be put in life-threatening situations because we think we can do and say whatever we want to the police. And worst case scenario, we gonna sue, even if they kill us. You can't tell me that little girl who was acting the way she was acting didn't get it from her mom. You can't tell me that that's the first time that woman has ever done something like that or behaved to that magnitude in public or at home or at that house. I guarantee you, if the police talk to the neighbors, they're going to say, yeah, that ain't the first time some shit like that happened when they was wilding out and making all that noise and arguing and all that shit. I guarantee you that wouldn't be the first time. And the fact that she had her little girl involved in it, it lets you know that she's used to it. It lets you know that it ain't the first time and that it happens quite often. And it's just unfortunate that she was willing to put her life on the line as opposed to listening to the police. And we do that shit too much as black folks. We so busy trying to hold court in the street. We so busy trying to tell the police what the fuck we gonna do that we'll put our lives on the line trying to do it. It's stupid. And the fact that you can clearly see this woman had several opportunities to take herself out of that situation, she chose to do the opposite and dive in even deeper into that situation to the point to where she died. Just saying. That's just what it came down to. And it's like she's doing all of that, going through all of this, and to the point to where she just said, okay, they gonna have to kill me, essentially. They gonna have to kill me. And that little girl, that whole time, you can just see her with her little girl, not listening to the police, is like, that's all it came out to be. All that shit she did, like he said, for 16 minutes. It all led to her what? Wanting to get shot by the police. Exactly. That crazy girl over on Rumble. Shout out to the people on Rumble. I appreciate y'all. That crazy girl on Rumble, she said, if a cop says drop it, I would drop it. Motherfucker, if RoboCop tell you to drop it, drop it. Drop the shit. Get out. Right. Korean Games. She was another one. And it's like these people have no they have no wherewithal to think, let me just get out of this situation. They want to get deeper into the situation. They want to get deeper into it. Oh, no, I'm going to turn up even more now that the police here. You would think most people would be like, no, let me chill. Let me cool out. Or simply, let me stop. Shout out to BPST. Thank you so much for the donation. Thank you. Appreciate it. Hit your boy with the dub. You would think that's what they would just say. You know what? Let me stop. Nope. Nope. I got to keep going. They're going to have to tase me, tie me up, or just let me stab this nigga at least once because he done pushed my daughter. Your daughter shouldn't have even been in the room. You should have at the least, let's just say you just a ratchet woman and that's just what you gonna do and you just ain't gonna stop. I get it. That's who you are and that's how you raise. At least have enough sense as a mother to say, baby, you go with the police. Take my daughter out of here because I'm about to stab this nigga. She didn't even have the wherewithal to do that. No, I'm gonna not listen to the police. I'm going to keep holding this knife and I'm going to stab this man in front of my fucking daughter. Because that's what I want to do. And the whole time she wasn't realizing that. That's what it was. She just wouldn't fucking stop. Wouldn't stop. It's terrible. And I'm just telling y'all black folks, you young black people, do one thing for me. Just stop when the police tell you to stop. Put the gun down. Don't run. Don't do anything else when the police get there, but put your hands up and get on the ground. That's it. And the only reason why I'm telling you that is just so that you can do one thing. Live. Live. You live to fight another day. Like Pop said. You live to fight another day. L.A. Thorne says, is Tommy Sotomayor wrong with describing black women? Is he telling the truth? Is he lying? I see no lies told. There's your answer. But I'm just telling you, I just want people to stop dying a senseless death, an unnecessary death, totally avoidable. if she would have just listened a little bit, she would still be alive. Even if she just would have put the knife down and went and dove on that dude and pushed him back for pushing her daughter. At worst case scenario, she'd have got tased. She'd be like, nah, here, fuck you, take this knife, but I'm about to beat his ass. Stupid still, but at least he would still be alive. That's all I'm saying. I hope that this video helps somebody become a better version of themselves. I hope that these people, these young, especially these young black folks, will just realize, young men, young women, stop arguing with the police and just comply, because I don't want you to die. I want to thank everybody for tuning in to the show. I will be back tomorrow. Oh, I'm sorry. Later on today to do another show I got lined up. So y'all definitely be ready to be tuned in for that. Thank you all for who's watching over there on Rumble. Thank you all for everybody who's clicked the like button. Please subscribe to the Rumble channel. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank y'all. And until next time, peace. And I'm out.